Now, I'm going to talk about very specifically, I'm not talking about like the design of the ability. I'm talking about the strength of the ability, the strength, okay? So we're talking about not the design, again, the strength. Now, if I talked about, the reason why that's important is Baptiste would fall into S tier in terms of horrificness when it comes to his shift, because shift is a horribly designed ability, especially in Overwatch 2. They removed the HOT component, they made it more of a burst heal, it's just more glut healing, terrible. However, it's very strong, so it doesn't make our list. So let's actually take a look at this here. What rank is our baseline here? I want to say Diamond Masters Plus. So I'm not going to be considering low ranks as much, but I'm not going to be completely, or not making the lower ranks irrelevant here. Is cooldown time part of the equation? For sure, for sure. Okay, so Ana, what do you guys think? I don't think Ana makes the list in any way, shape, or form. Sleep and Nade, both are very strong. By the way, we are going to have to specify which cooldown we're talking about, so that might be kind of awkward later, but we'll figure it out, okay? Ana, no way Ana makes the list at all, right? No way. Like, Sleep and Nade are both relevant cooldowns. Okay, the next question. Baptiste. What do you guys think about Baptiste? So you got Lamp and you got Shift. No, only abilities. Only abilities. I think gun design would definitely be like a good thing to do, but like I don't have the time here. Here's a hot take. What about Lamp? Is it just me? With the angles and dive and one fewer tank, I actually feel like Lamp is a pretty meh ability. And by meh, I'm not saying like undertuned. Okay, let me just say, I don't mean these abilities are undertuned. Some of them are fine as they are. This is just a tier list. I think the ones that are in terrible will probably need to be adjusted or balanced or changed maybe. But like, yeah. Oh, cool. Thank you, Zach. Yeah, I think Lamp falls into meh for me, at least right now. We're probably gonna go back and change these, I think. Lamp is the Susan we have at home. Yeah, true. Coach Gun isn't that strong, but I think Coach Gun is probably slightly better than meh. Dynamite is also slightly better than meh. Yeah, the North Ranger. Let's try and do these, and then we'll go back and adjust. Maybe Coach Gun falls into here. Yeah, maybe. Let's just throw it in there. Worst case scenario, we can remove it later. You know, we're not going to overanalyze anything right now. Okay. I actually think Sticky's not good. Now, there's definitely some skill to it. I think a lot of people have kind of struggled to use it correctly. But I think even if you are good with the ability, it definitely is one of the least impactful abilities in the game. You could even make an argument for it to be terrible, but I'm going to leave it at bad for now. Yeah, but the mobility is so low. It's like Zarya right click. I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of places that you can reach with it. It's so minor. Like if it actually had like significant mobility, it's equivalent of like Helix rocket jump. It's not much. And you can't sprint, so it also, you don't have near as much mobility either. No, ult's not counted. All right, I don't know. Right, no one has ever tracked right click. Right, that's great. That's a great point. Okay, don't get ahead of me. Stop getting ahead of me. Stop getting ahead of me. Brig, what do you guys think about Shield Bash? Armor Pack is pretty strong now. Armor Pack is really strong right now. And Whip Shot is still really good. Now, Shield Bash is definitely slept on a little bit because it is the primary mobility cooldown. But I do think removing its damage or nerfing its stun, I think definitely was a pretty significant nerf. I think Shield Bash is maybe even balanced. I don't know. I'm not of the opinion that Shield Bash stun should come back. necessarily, but I don't think it's a very strong ability. Remember, none of these necessarily want change. Like, I wouldn't change Coach Gun for Ashe. I don't think that I would change Shield Bash for Brick, but it is one of the weaker abilities. Okay, we'll leave it there for now. Cass. So I think Sticky is a relatively strong ability. I won't say it's a relatively strong. It's a decent ability. It's not strong, but it's decent. However, we're lucky that we're not grading it in terms of fun, because Sticky is horrific in terms of fun. It's one of the worst design abilities in the game. But it's not meh. I would say it's a step above meh. Roll, I think, is definitely meh, maybe even bad. It definitely has a use. But the problem with roll is that the fact that it's a lot like where the nuance of roll isn't really explored much outside of like pulse bomb or like, because whenever you roll when you're under pressure. So oftentimes it's like redundant, if that makes any sense. Like, you're avoiding damage, but also you're taking less while you do it. Like, I can count on my big toes or thumbs the number of times where I've actually seen an impactful roll that saved somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying again that roll is necessarily bad. It just feels like it never feels a very impactful ability at all. You can roll through body blocks for now. That's true. So I'm gonna put it there, but I'm flexible to change it if necessary. We'll come back to it. None of the Doomfist's abilities are super weak. They're all like, I would say block isn't that strong because the new power punch is weaker, but block does buy you a lot of time. Like, you can't function. Like, for example, you could do a lot of Bastion without using your Sticky. You could do a lot as Cassidy without using your roll. But Doomfist couldn't function without any of his abilities. So I think Doomfist has to keep all of his. Would I consider Alt Fire an ability? Let me think. Yeah, I mean, maybe we can. Why not? We'll throw it in there. So roll. But then how do we do this, chat? How do I have another Cassidy? I need another Cassidy. How do I do this? Here, wait, we're gonna get super big brain. If I delete this, I'm just gonna weep. I'm just gonna absolutely weep. Wait, can I undo this? Yes, I can. Oh, please. Okay. No. Okay. But wait, how does that work? No. I need to put it at the end. Oh, no, I can't erase it. Okay, I need, because what if we put somebody else up here that takes that spot? It's gonna bug out. You know what I'm saying? So I need to, like, I'll put it over here. We'll start from right to left. That has to be the most intelligent. Yeah, this is okay. This is okay. This won't be too bad. Diva. I mean, this one's pretty obvious, right? Micro missiles. Can I right click on the portrait to copy? I don't think so. I'm scared to do anything right now. Just gonna leave it as is. Look better without the characters in. Yeah, I mean, maybe I could add the text underneath it instead of the we'll go back and we'll do that one later once we get everything settled. Echo, no, I mean, nothing about the hero would function without any of her abilities or her right click. Genji, left click and right click, hold certain, I mean, nothing with Genji. I think lunge. I don't know. I think Storm Arrow is I think Storm Arrow is like a step above meh, because I think you really need it to put out damage or win duels. I think it's a lot harder to win duels versus DPS without Storm Arrow. I think lunge is meh, but I don't. It's on par with like Coach Gun for me. You say you disagree, but look at what else is in here. Shield Bash, Coach Gun, Lamp. This isn't a bad ability, guys. It's just not as good as other abilities. That's all. Lunge is not defining to the heroes. Like, it's just helps him to do his thing better. Again, there's a very clear gap between bad and meh. You know what I'm saying? So like I think it's meh. Junker Queen. I think Knife is her least impactful ability, but I also think it's definitely a step above meh. It's definitely a step above meh. Like if you're hitting your knives, it's like your best range threat, and it's a huge wave of nebulite setting for combos. I think Junker Queen is no. Junker Queen has all good cooldowns. Okay, here's a hot take. I know everyone's gonna be like, Trap bad. I actually think Trap is meh. I don't think Trap is as bad as, like, I think Trap is probably more impactful than either of these two abilities. What do you guys think? I don't know why I have to have my headphones on. I'm not listening to anything. I think it has, I mean, if you just think about it objectively, how many fights have you seen that are won with roll versus trap? I mean, to be fair, I do see occasional bastion grenades that are relevant, but I think trap is probably slightly more relevant. Yeah, I think trap is a meh. I think trap definitely deserves to be meh. Kiriko, no. Lucio, no. Mei, no. I think Ice Wall is a good ability. I think Mei, it's definitely a step above meh, for sure. It's not aged as well in Overwatch 2, of course, but no. Rez just can't be meh. It's more impactful than Trap, and all the other ones just straight up. Oh, man. Pistol. Oh, yeah. So freeze is relevant for Mei. Boop, heal, damage. Yeah, good shout. Good shot. P. PP. Yeah, true. I mean, I don't think there's any argument here. Even like Valking Mercy Pistol is just so rarely super impactful. Okay, here's a question for you guys. Does Damage Orb belong in meh? Again, we're not talking about the design of the ability here. We're talking about the strength. Heal Orb inarguably is not meh. It is definitely more impactful than Lampert. You can't, it's really hard to function as Moira without Heal Orb. But Damage Orb? I don't know. Okay, so here's the problem, guys. We have to be very, this is why tier lists are so hard. I want you to ask, oh, you guys are saying Damage Orb isn't bad. Damage Orb isn't bad. I agree, but remember, Meh isn't bad. Meh isn't bad. Imagine Ashe without Coach Gun. That here would not be very fun. She needs Coach Gun. Bap without Lamp. Imagine Brig without Shield Bash, guys. Is Damage Orb the equivalent of Shield Bash for Brig? Or Coach Gun for Ashe? Or Micro Missiles for D.Va? I think it's pretty darn close. Whether it's winning 1v1s or farming ult, I don't see Damage Orb being a lot more impactful than any of these cooldowns. What do you guys think? Because we're like, oh no, but remember our baseline here. The opportunity cost as well. That's true. I think Damage Orb specifically. I see Damage Orb specifically. Now we could probably create a hierarchy within this. So like I'd probably move Shield Bash to the front. Trap would be one of the weaker Meh ones, I think. Right click, left click with Moira are really important. Yeah, it is strong to clear angles, but you know, Shield Bash, like, remember, can compare it. We have to compare it to this. Orisa doesn't have any weak points. All of her cooldowns, her primary fire, no alternate fire, whatever. Pharah? I mean, she just straight up can't fly without shift. Like, she can't fly, especially since the changes. Conk is really close for me because Conk as a mobility tool is really important now, and the boop is stronger now too. I don't think Pharah can function at all without E, personally. Not in Overwatch 2. Like, you can't function without E. Like, you can't play the hero. I think Conk is more important than Ashe Coach, personally. Because Ashe, you could take an angle, you can rotate from angle to angle. Pharah needs more dramatic mobility for it to work. I think Conk is one step above. Like, you can play Ashe without Coach Gun. It's not fun, but you can. But I don't think you can play Pharah without Conk. But this one is definitely a gray area for me. Well, that's what I'm saying. She needs the mobility more. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's just her general playstyle demands E constantly. I don't think Mphara makes my list at all. Still, a single Conk will really win the round, but it will, because the Conk is what allows the Pharah to play the game. You don't see the Conk because the Pharah is using it for herself to move around. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't dive anything without Conk. You can't take any aggressive angle without Conk. I don't think Pharah can lose either Jetpack or Conk without immediately being trashed here. Like, immediately trashed here. Well, Conk is also what saves the Pharah if anything pressures her. Yeah, I think Conk is definitely a step above. Now, Conk, Reaper TP, I think is probably Meh for me. I think Reaper needs it, but it's definitely weaker than Conk for me. Whereas a Reaper could function without it, but it would just not be as fun. A Reaper can't function without... Well, I don't want to do passives because that would take forever. And I think Lifesteal is technically a passive. Reaper can't function without Wraith. But I think a Reaper could theoretically function without TP. Wraith form and TP are the same ability. Reaper turns into a gas. Yeah, technically, yeah. True. Genius. Like, I'm not... Reaper without TP, Bap without Lamp, Ashe without Kong, even Brig without Shield Bash feels really bad, but you could function, you know? I think Shield Bash may be on a different level. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Maybe Shield Bash doesn't deserve to be here. See, this is why we have to go back and revisit these, because maybe Shield Bash doesn't deserve to be here. Because I feel like a Brig without Shield Bash just maybe is just awful. Like, horrible. I don't know. You were playing Reaper with 500% movement speed? That's the solution. Just to play Reaper with 500% movement speed, and you don't need the... Okay. Reinhardt, everything is good, right? Shield, charge, fire strike. You can't function. I think Reinhardt, everything's here. Same thing with Roadhog. Oh, actually... Roadhog, right click? Maybe meh? I mean, it's definitely not bad. But maybe Roadhog right click falls here? Ryan Fire Strike on Matt? Nah, no way. Not with new Fire Strike. No way. No way. Fire Strike is definitely more impactful, I'm sure. I mean, guys, we're not... Again, it's not... Here's what I would say. Here's what I would say. Meh needs the ability... Not the most impactful ability, but is useful. Bad is marginally useful, has minimal impact. Terrible has almost no impact at all. Sojourn E is a meh. I mean, we'll get there, but I disagree. I think Sojourn E has like more impact. Without right click when his hook is on cooldown. Yeah, that's true. That's true. What is this? Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Dude. Okay, what is this clip? What did you do? Oh, actually... New sub sound. I don't pay attention to these things. Okay, dang, man, I don't know. Roadhog without right click would be really truly pretty bad. Yeah, maybe right click doesn't belong in here. Like, I can't imagine playing Roadhog without right click at all. Because you're right, when he doesn't have hook, it does like no damage at all. Yeah, Sigma, everything stays. Sojourn, I mean, I don't know, y'all. I think Sojourn E is probably a step above Matt, even with the slow removed. I think it just straight up wins 1v1s, and it's really good at choke denial. I feel like it's better than Damage Orb. I feel like it's probably, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hesitant to put Sojourn. It is worse than Shield Bash for real. Yeah, it's about the same power level, I'd say. You know what, chat? I've changed my opinion. I think Brig. I think we removed Brig. What do you guys think? I feel like I keep coming back and like Shield Bash just feels like so much more of Brig's identity, like allowing you to play aggressively and disengage, or just disengage fights. Like, I know it's worse than the old Shield Bash probably, but I'm just not sure if Brig belongs here with Shield Bash. Because I keep every single time I come back here, I'm like, oh Brig, oh but Shield Bash, you know. This is really gonna screw up my drawings. I mean, that's fine. These are all easy. This is the one I'm spooked about here. I can erase these easily. I think Brig goes. We'll fix the drawings in a second. Shield Bash is a much better roll. But it's a much further roll. And it actually does like decent damage. Just replace her? Oh, that's true. That's true. You guys are smart. Should I put Sojourn E here? I don't think Sojourn E lasts. I don't think Sojourn E is last. Okay. I am very tempted to do this. And can you guys guess for which ability? I might be wrong here, but it's at least meh. Worst abilities. Yes. No. Yes. No. It's for heal station. It's for healing station. I just think healing station has aged horribly. I think Helix is still useful. I don't think Soldier can function without Helix, without that threat of burst and wanting 1v1s. You got bamboozled. Get RKO'd. I think it's healing station. I think it's really, really bad. I think it's good in allowing you to hold off angles for longer. And that's pretty much it. It's not a peel tool. Like, it doesn't do enough healing. Like, if you get dove or pressured by a Tracer, Genji, Cass, or anything a Soldier, most of the time, you're either running or you're dying. Like, my problem with heal station is that you have to stand in the spot for it to work. I feel like Helix is still necessary. Now, I wouldn't say healing station isn't necessary. Like, you do see a lot of use out of it. But I think it's aged really badly. Here's a question for you. I haven't really thought of suggestions for a lot of like replacements, because I don't think a lot of these abilities need replacement. Like, I don't think Lunge needs to be changed with Hanzo or you know, whatever. I think Lamp probably could be changed. I don't think Conk needs to be changed. I don't think Micro Missiles, you know, whatever. But a few of these abilities definitely need being changed. I think Sticky Grenade needs to be changed with Bastion. I think you could make a good argument for Pistol being something a little bit more interesting. I do think, how about heals, but it's like a, you know, he stabs himself with something, and it's like a small heal over time for him. It's like a really fast animation, and it follows him. Maybe like 20, 25 HPS or something like that. And it lasts for like 4 or 5 seconds. So you can move around and it stays with you. We'd have to be very careful with the animation, because if the animation was too long, or if the healing was too strong, it'd be broken, either bad or too good. But worst abilities. Worst abilities. I probably should put this at the top here. Or here. But here's what I'm not sure about. I think it's unquestionable that Heal Station belongs on the list here. My question is, does it belong here or does it belong in Meh? Because you do use it, you know, and you do use it. And if we're comparing it to something like Junkrat Trap or like Hanzo Lunge, is Heal Station really worse than Junkrat Trap? I don't think so. I think Heal Station probably belongs in Meh. You do think Micro Missiles is better than Heal Station? You could be right, you know? Or even like Reaper TP. Is Heal Station worse than Reaper TP? Maybe? You are underrating Junk Trap. Maybe Junkrat Trap should be in bad. The dichotomy of man. You deploy a new trap. Yeah, but I guess about like direct value. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna be the coward. I'm gonna put Healing Station. We'll reevaluate at when we get to the end. It's always how these tier lists go. We always have to go back and revisit crap, you know? No. No. Okay. It's the wrong fatness, but I don't care anymore. Sombra, Translocator. I think Hack is like probably not as strong, but I don't think the hero can function without it at all. Obviously, Teleporter damage is fine. I don't think Sombra makes it here. Symmetra? I don't think Symmetra can function without any of her abilities. I don't think Symmetra can function. I think Symmetra, a large portion of Symmetra's value comes from turrets. Whether it's crowd control, winning 1v1s, TP bombs. I mean, they're not a powerful cooldown, but I think that's definitely... No, her right click is cracked. Her right click is what puts bad Symmetras from good Symmetras, is being able to hit right clicks. Y'all need to watch some Meta 1 Symmetra gameplay. Guy carries with right clicks. Remember the Symmetra that I coached on the Sim OTP team with Cager back in the day? Guys, like one trick Symmetra to like top 10 or top 20. Right click is Symmetra, really. And TP is really important too, especially now that you can deploy it faster. I don't think Symmetra, I think Symmetra doesn't have any like really strong cooldowns, but I think all of them are like decent, you know? Turrets are probably one of the weaker ones, but I think it's still very important to use, like very important. I think definitely more important than like Lamp or even like Coach Gun even, I would go as far to say. Although now that I'm thinking about it, Coach Gun maybe is not the best. I'm not sure. We'll revisit later. Okay, Torb Turret, Torb E. All right, here's a good one, chat. What about Torb Altfire? Now, for a long time, the boomers in chat will remember Torb right click was actually negative DPS compared to primary fire. I'm pretty sure that for like years, literally like 2 or 3 years, it was literally never worth to use alt fire. Even if you were in front of a Roadhog staring at his head, it was better to primary fire. Am I remembering correctly? Whether it was like the reload or how much ammo it costs or something like that. Yeah, Torm Hammer is honestly gonna immediately go into terrible, but to me the question is more about the right click, because even though it's been buffed, I feel like it's at least meh, maybe even bad. Well, I know. Seriously though, Torb alternate fire. Help! Help! Listen, I don't know what to do. Please tell me what to do with Torb right click. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm too scared. I don't know where to put it. I don't know. Alt fire is good. Everybody's saying different things. I don't want to have to make this decision. It's not an ability, but we did alternate fire. That's the problem. We've already done alternate fire. We did alternate fire with... What did we do alternate fire with? We did it with alternate fire with Damage Orb, right? And Cassidy alt fire. Oh. I mean, maybe we could revise it and remove alternate fire. Maybe that would be easy. Maybe we'll take the coward's way out. Maybe. If he didn't have a shotgun, we would just walk up to him. I mean, but maybe... I don't know. See, okay, compare, listen. Compare Torb's alt fire to micro missiles, healing station, lunge, coach gun, damage orb, TP. Surely it's on par with that, if not worse. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm convinced myself. I've convinced myself. Look at that, see? I just needed to hear the real wise one in the room, myself. As someone with 1,000, it just feels punchier. All right, cool. I will die in this molten hill. Well, you'll certainly do something. Okay, we're gonna have to revisit some of these though, because some of these like Torb's alt fire, coach gun, micro missiles start to feel like on a different. I don't know. Tracer, no. Yeah, I mean, obviously. So, I mean, again, it's still worth using. It's even a part of her kit that I actively coach, obviously. But nah. Nah. Yeah, we're talking about lowest value, not about bad design. I think I talked about that at the start of the tier list, but not everybody was here for that. Because if we're talking about worst design, I mean, camera's fine, you know? But roll even is okay. But then we'd have magnetic grenade as terrible, you know? But magnetic grenade is actually pretty good. It's just, you know. Widow unscoped fire? No, because Widow needs it. I mean, I don't know. Like, can you imagine a Widow without mouse 1? I mean, it just wouldn't even function. You know what I'm saying? You know what would be the real Chad move? Is put terrible Widow scope fire. I don't know. Widow's primary fire, bro. Can you imagine Widow without her primary fire? Like, oh, I don't know. But this is now we're talking about primary fire. No. I'm not doing this. We're not now incorporating primary fire into the discussion. We're not broadening our scopes here. No. Okay, Winston is good. Even his right click is really good. Well, I guess right click is like it's really helpful, but it's like also like not the most important thing in the world. Ball, no. Zarya, no. Zen, no. I mean, obviously, because right click and all that stuff is like super important. Okay, listen. Alternate fire is alternate. Oh, okay. You know what? Screw you guys. You have no friends. Nobody loves you. No, you have no friends. No friends at all. Where are we? All right, you know what? I'm just a bunch of morons. You know, just can't believe this. There. You know what? There. There. You happy? Okay. All right. Now we have to go back and really take a real close look at this. Because we have Lonely Torbhammer. Wait a second. Torbhammer's not a cooldown. Wait a second. There. Now, as bad as this is, what we have done is we have opened up an entire tier so we can shuffle these things around a little bit more. And in addition to that, because everybody has their own thing, I don't have to do any of these goofy boxes anymore. So watch this. Watch this. Ready? All right, I'm going to go with my gut feeling, and then we're going to go through and analyze again. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. What do you guys think? Let's go down the list. Terrible. Roll. You know what? You what will make it easier? Here's what will make it easier. You guys who have problems with it, come at me with your hot takes. Not your hot takes, just your takes. And then I can use the text here as well. Once we get our things placed, then I'll put the text. How about that? Looks good. Fair enough. Nobody has any like, what disagreement you got here? Can't be this easy. I will say though, splitting it up, getting rid of the alternate fire thing was actually big brain by you guys. You guys bullying me into doing that because I feel way more confident about this ranking than I did with the previous one. You don't think Lamp should be on that list? Junk Trap is meh. It's hard CC, which is rare. But how many times does it actually impact the fight as compared to like a Damage Orb or... I mean, both of you guys make good points. But I don't know. I just don't see Lamp like... I don't know. Here's the hard thing I've noticed. The problem with Lamp, and even something like... Okay, I will say this. Think about this. Here's the thing. The problem with Lamp is that it feels a lot more meta-dependent than any of the other cooldowns on this list. Because Sticky Grenade, Heal Station, Lunge, Trap, Damage Orb, Micro Missiles, Coach Gun a little bit more meta dependent, but not even that much. But Lamp is the one where Ramatra's Vortex is fine, honestly. I think Ramatra's Vortex is a step above Map personally. But Lamps is it's just hard to use. Lamps is the one where it's like, it's really just an atrociously weak cooldown versus anything that even remotely resembles Dive. But if we're talking like Brawl, like a Rhine Mirror or a Sig Mirror or something like that, or even like even with like some Ramatra stuff, I'm sure it might not be that bad actually. We don't have Ramatra, but I think it's probably just as well because I don't think any of his Ramatra's cooldowns quite make the list. I don't know. Do you guys hear what I'm saying with Lamp? Like, it feels like it's really meh if they're on certain heroes or on certain comps. Maybe the argument for Lamp is good. Yeah, I would agree with it being the best ability left. For sure. That or concussive, or this thing. Coach Gun. Yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks, Jits. Micro Missiles. Micro Missiles are just not the most important, impactful ability. They're definitely important, just not as important. And this isn't Cass E, this is Cassidy's rule. Thanks, mates. I appreciate it. Is BAP Lamp worse than Shield Bash? I think so. Because, like, BAP can still function without it, but I think Brig... Thanks, Jits. Yeah, Sticky Nade, yeah. Yeah, I think here's my problem with BAP Lamp and why I think I'm going to remove it. I think BAP, we're looking at, if you play BAP in Rhine, in Sigma, and even Orisa matchups, I think the Lamp gets a lot more value. I think it just marginally misses it for me. I think part of the reason why I'm struggling with it is because I can't tell how much of it is me being accurate with my opinion versus me comparing it to how good it felt in Overwatch 1 and how much worse it feels now. So I'm immediately thinking it's not a good ability. It's the same problem I had with Shield Bash, y'all, where I was like, Shield Bash is a bad ability because it feels worse than the Overwatch 1 one, but it still is a, like, you really need Shield Bash right now. Well, like, Batlamp was good in Overwatch 1 because there were more tanks to hold space, right? And so there was fewer, like, the problem with Batlamp is everything is spread out. I mean, it's just BAP in general. Everything is spread out more and there's left, like, beef, right? So an AoE and vulnerability cooldown isn't as good. Because there aren't as many people inside the lamp. Lamp is just like a worse Suzu, really. And I do think Shield Bash does actually have, like, some value. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is a good cooldown. It is powerful. It enables a lot of things. I don't know. And again, I'm not talking about, like, the design of the cooldown or whether the cooldown should be removed or buffed or whatever. Like, I would struggle to see playing D.Va without micro missiles, but I do think that, yeah, I don't know. Soldier is another one I'm struggling with as well, like Healing Station. Healing Station feels like somewhere on the fence for me. Is Healing Station meh? You know what we should try and do in terms of worst? Let's do this. These are all about the same strength, I think. It's hard, man. So this is like my tentative order of strength. I don't know what to do with these last four, though. I feel like these last four all belong, like, in the same. So I'm comfortable with all of this. I think this is the worst ability in the game, Venomine. Then Roll, then Lunge, then Sticky Grenade, then Trap, then Heal Station. Then I don't know what to do with these four. I think they're all about the same for me. What do you guys think? I mean, Venomine is still the worst ability, but it's still worth using, right? I don't know. I don't feel comfortable shifting these around. Okay, here we go. That's too small. Ah, it's a horrible color. Whatever. Can't be bothered. Yeah, it does. All these colors suck. None of them are standing out. Coach. Hey, easy. Okay, that's it. There's your list. Ladies and gentlemen, our official tier list, approximately going from weakest to strongest from left to right. Obviously not. I feel like this list is really one of the most subjective lists that we've ever made. It really feels impossible to make this list, honestly. But I do think that this is a start. I think like if you were thinking about abilities to rework, maybe abilities to adjust, this is where we want to consider. Not all of these really need to be adjusted. Like if you were to go through the list here and like let's get a green color here, and after the fact it'd be like I wouldn't want to change Coach Gun. I think Coach Gun's fine. Missiles is fine. Teleport's probably fine. Lunge is probably fine. Even roll, you could argue, is probably fine. But you'll more often than not find that this list is littered with abilities that are, you know, not very good, outdated, need to be buffed, need to be changed. And I think this is like the purpose of this list is for fun mostly, but you can definitely, there's a couple of things that we can learn from this. Okay. That one was tough. That one was one of the toughest tier lists I think I've ever done.